College sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
The day and age we live in with parents going crazy, getting in fights. I don't see alcohol making that any better.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
5 minutes can save your life.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Are you in need of reliable, secure, convenient self-storage? Too much stuff and not enough room to put it all? Stop on by to Your Storage Units. With a wide selection of climate and non-climate self-storage units, Your Storage Units is sure to have just what you need. From a small 5x5 to as large as a 10x20 and up. Just remember, if you need more space and less clutter, call Your Storage Units 850-252-4309 at 7100 US 98 right over the Hathaway Bridge and PCB behind the Taco Bell.
Hi everyone, this is Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Gifts in beautiful downtown Panama City. After nearly 40 years in the jewelry business, I'm so excited to welcome you to my very own store. Whether you're celebrating love, family, or life special moments, we're here to help you find something truly beautiful. From diamonds and fine jewelry to unique gifts and custom design, we invite you to come experience the difference. Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Gifts, putting a sparkle on Bay County.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. John. ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. Welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Chris Stewart, the voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide, anytime, Coach. Hey, don't forget, we get back from 4th of July. Let's get Chris Stewart on here, talking about what's going on with the mighty Crimson Tide. Andy Burson, the voice of the Auburn Tigers, got put into the Hall of Fame, Radio Hall of Fame, and what a wonderful man.
You're up next year, right?
They have skipped me, honest to God, you think I'm kidding. They skipped me from radio. They put me on TV where I actually have a shot to win because nobody's going to beat the guy that's on the radio. He's won it every year for 30 years here.
Well, I've always said you got a face that's made for radio.
Well, everybody said that was the old saying. Now it's like, dang, he's looking better. Let's put him on TV. Thank you, Brian. Anyway, welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I'm looking for Jason's, and there he is. Oh, no, I was looking for Julie. James, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. I had a great day yesterday.
Yeah, we missed you.
I know you guys did. I mean, I make this thing go round.
Did everything go okay, the doctor?
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. You know, it's a hereditary issue. You know, my dad's had an issue with his neck. I've had issues with my neck, my cousin. So I was just making sure that it didn't need to get fixed. And they're like, yeah, you don't want to fix this right now, but if you got issues in the future, come see me again. So, well, I might have to go see him again in the future, but right now I'm not going to have my neck cut on, so I'm happy with that.
Thank God. Conrad Moon had his neck operated on. You don't want to go through that if you don't have to.
No, I really don't. Unless I just gotta, I really, really, really don't.
Look, doctors are great, but when you start cutting on your neck and your back, that's like a 50-50 proposition there, man. You keep chasing that relief.
You hear that beautiful voice, you know that's Jason Kowaleski. And he's on here today, not Friday, because we will not have a show Friday. I'm heading out. We are starting our 4th of July break. We always take a week off the 4th of July because all the sponsors are usually out. And if they're not, I want to be out. But we're going to do it. The 4th is going to be on a Saturday, so we'll be out all next week, and we'll be back on the 6th, back in the studio. But Jason was good enough to come in here today, visit with us. So was Brian Norman. Coach Brian Norman, the all-star Coach of the Year, Bozeman baseball coach. You brought in a special guest. Who did you bring in?
Yeah, I brought in Matt Durham. Matt's been helping us out at Bozeman for a couple of years. Good guy. I brought him on because he's an expert in WNBA, all things WNBA, and I know that cheerleading WNBA, and I know that's the direction you're trying to take this show. So
yes, we want to get national. Yeah, I want to go more national. China League stuff.
You want to fall into the ESPN banner?
You know that'll never happen. Matt, you know that name. I heard that name. You coached somewhere else in this county.
Yeah, I was at North Bay when I first moved to Florida from Kentucky. So
yeah, good.
Took over early season.
Yeah, good school over there. Did they? Should I go that route? No, that's too early. We'll say never mind.
One a mini. We'll say that.
All right, let's start out the show because I got two coaches in here, and I hope you guys agree with me. Can you get it? There you go. I'm sorry, I should have asked you. Matt, can you hear?
Turn up just a little bit.
My headphones aren't working, but we'll be all right.
They're not working?
No, there we go. I'm good now.
Yeah,
that's good.
Jason, you okay?
Yep.
I talked to a couple people. I won't mention names right now because I don't know sure they want me to. But anyway, the situation in Bay District Schools, August 20th, we got trainers. After that period of time, the Gulf Coast Now's dropped the paycheck. They're not going to be flipping the bill. I saw Tommy Stanley. We were talking about this, and he says they have got to have trainers. You hear me? They got to have it. He was there and talking to a school board member. And back in the day, Bay District Schools paid for the trainers. Then it went to Gulf Coast, from what I understand. I was talking to a very intelligent, way up doctor, and they're concerned about it. Who's going to pay the bill? I don't know, but we've got to have it paid. We've got to have trade. And they came out. Jerry had talked to Jerry Register, and he came out and told me that, or maybe somebody here read it yesterday, that they want trainers. The state wants a trainer at every single event.
There should be.
I mean, that makes sense.
That will never happen.
No, it won't happen, but it makes sense.
There's not enough trainers, and you couldn't pay for them if they were enough to beat every single event.
Right.
You know that. You coach high school sport. But you can have one at each school. In Lee County, we had one that went to different schools. You know, like we had Cape Coral and our rival school, Marion. I think they flipped there for a while. Then I finally felt like we got our own. But you got to have one, I would say, at least to take care of a couple schools. They can get in the car and go to that practice, whatever. The best thing would be to have one at each school. And we talked about this. We talked about it all week because it's this important to me because I've been there. I've done it. As a head football coach, stayed for 30 years. You need trainers out there. In the old days, when I grew up playing, they kick you in the butt and say, get back out there. You have a broke hand, broke finger, whatever, they tape it up, get back out there. Those days are gone and buried. The lawyers will sue you. They'll take everything you got. As a head coach, I don't want the responsibility where I can be sued by having a kid that I don't know. I'm not a medical trained to say he can keep on practice or not. Yeah. And you're a head coach right now. Do you want that responsibility?
No, not at all. I mean, like an obvious injury, a kid rolls an ankle or, God forbid, breaks something where it's obvious that there's an injury. It's easy on coaches to hold a kid out for something like that. But my concern is the whole concussion protocol, because you don't. It's hard to tell. I'm not trained to evaluate a kid for a concussion, and every time I've had a kid with an issue where it could be a concussion, go see the trainer. Trainer evaluates him. He's good to go. Then we put him back in the game. But if the trainer says, I don't know, we probably should hold him out. I don't want that responsibility on my shoulders. It's not something that I want to. I'm not trained to do it. And I don't want to be the guy that says, okay, this guy can go back in the game.
I would say heat exhaustion, too. I mean, if you get somebody out this summer and you're like, this kid might just be faking a little bit, but there are one or two kids that maybe not, and then they end up dying, and then that's on you. Right. So that's something that's kind of a gray area. I mean, and the trainers are trained to be able to spot that and see if he's got, symptoms of something more serious.
You played at Bay.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a concussion? Back then,
probably multiple. I didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Back then,
we didn't diagnose it as a concussion.
Right,
it was more like, you rang your bell, get back in there.
Yeah.
Now, there was one when I was like probably 11 years old that I was throwing up on the sidelines. It was the first time I ever really got hurt hitting somebody. I was running down on a kickoff. He lowered his head at the same time I lowered my head. We both like speared each other right in the forehead, and just both of us fell back and looked at each other and just spinning. And
back when we were coming up, they taught you to lower that head.
Oh, absolutely.
Now you don't
see what you hit
you
what you
never
see.
do that.
Yeah. And that's the first time I've ever really been pulled off a field for a concussion. I probably had multiple other ones where it was just go back in there.
Seriously, there probably been so many guys out here our age that had concussions back in the day and didn't know it, and probably for a while we can't remember anything like that. Matt, you came from Kentucky. Did they have people there, trainers, take care of the kids every day at practice?
They had trainers on the field during every game. So, practice, there was a trainer, like you said, that kind of floated within the county. But you got to think, Bay County's a little different because there's multiple schools within the county. So you could do it differently possibly. But, there was always a trainer available. Like you said, the early years, I don't remember a trainer, but I remember a doctor being on the sidelines kind of deal, which served as a trainer if the actual trainer couldn't be there. But, looking at today, like you said, the liability there's huge.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't know if we had a doctor at practice, but we had a student trainer at least that was trained under a doctor. Yeah. So there was at least somebody out there that had some knowledge of, hey, maybe we should pull this person off the field.
Sometimes I don't even know that's enough, because you ever listen to these lawyers. Coach, what training do you have as selecting a trainer?
Right, absolutely.
How much experience does this trainer have?
None.
Why would you let that trainer be out there if they weren't certified, or they weren't this or weren't
just
that?
Opening it up. Yeah.
And that trainer had a headache that day. Why did you let that trainer out there? Right. I mean, it's crazy. I'm trying to think. I was going to say. Anyway, I like lawyers, though. I got a lot of lawyers friends. I better watch out. I got a lot of lawyer friends. But anyway, hey, speaking of lawyers, what about the latest? Did you guys hear that the quarterback from Texas, lawyer, wants to sue the NFL?
I think he's going to.
Yeah.
Now, it's just me, and you tell me if I'm right or wrong. But if I was going to sue the NFL, I probably expect probably never play there. If I was wanting to play for the NFL, I don't think I'd sue them.
I mean, if you're going for a job interview, the last thing you want to do is sue your boss before you get the job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just from experience.
I don't know. I mean, yeah.
I mean, in the NFL, they try to separate themselves from gambling. At this point, take your ball, go home for a year, work on your craft, just get out of the spotlight, man. Like, you broke the cardinal sin. No, you're not a victim. I mean, if you have an addiction, go deal with the addiction. I mean, if somebody had a drug addiction, they're just not going to let them in.
Can you get well in 30 days, 40 days? No, you need time. You need time to get well. You're saying the right thing.
If they let him play for Texas Tech, he'd be well in 30 days.
I guarantee that. Yeah, no doubt about that.
He was fine 30 days ago. What are you talking about?
Damn it, he didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more coming out, and that NFL letter really opened my eyes to a couple of things. He had some burner accounts he was betting through. He was betting on the under on some of his players from Indiana, which they say he didn't bet against his team, but you're betting against the players that play on your team. So there's a lot more that went into that. And they even said in the letter that he may have broken criminal laws, and they don't want anything to do with that. NFL gets enough, it's fixed type statements every year. So they're going to separate themselves. And I didn't even know about the supplemental draft till reading their letter. They don't have to hold one. And he's the only player in it. So they were like, you didn't give us really a legitimate reason for why we should hold a draft for you other than you were suspended by the NCAA, and you didn't give us any paperwork to say why. What steps did you take to kind of fix the issue and all this? So I think the NFL had a good statement, and I think they're making a good stand on this because this is a gray area that you can't go into.
Yeah. Robert Fleming, I love you. I mean, we got a lot of lawyers that we love. I mean, seriously, really and truly. And we're just, any group, you got good doctors, bad doctors, you got crazy lawyers, great lawyers. You got to have them. I mean, they're great. But suing the NFL, I don't get that. Do you think the lawyers think, I'm going to make mine, the hell with him, I got to make money, and we get a big settlement here, we're good. Of course, he'll never get to play, but we got our money.
I think he just wants to play. He's going through every avenue possible. I mean, they were going to sue the NCAA.
I'm talking about the lawyer, though.
Oh, he's just doing what it's...
Would you advise him, hey, look, you need to rethink this. This is not the best interest of you. We can get you a good contract if you make a team. I think you'll make more money in the long run playing longer in the NFL if you don't get hurt. We can sue, get X amount of dollars, maybe, but I don't think you ever play again. Wouldn't a lawyer supposed to tell him that?
He would, but, in my mind, if this lawyer doesn't want to take his case, there's another one who will. That's going to go after the money. So some lawyer out there is going to go out there and chase those dollar signs, I think.
It's just like a lawyer that defends a murderer, you know what I'm saying? He may not be innocent, but he's going to do what the client asks him to do because that's his job.
Yeah. So. Let's take this call real quick. Good morning. This is Matt. You'll love this guy. He loves Kentucky. Kentucky and Alabama has two best teams. Go ahead.
I do. I love Kentucky and I love Alabama. I just hate the Wildcats and the Crimson Tide. But other than that, I'm a Tennessee ball, okay? And I wanted to comment on the trainer issue. Not that you don't have enough intelligence and voices there, right there, but and this is an impartial observer, and I have a background in Florida too. Mr. Durham. What part of Kentucky are you from, by the way, may I ask you?
I'm from Corbin.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's...
Y'all used to go out there and bet on truck jackknives and stuff.
Mike, listen, I just was informed we've got to take a break. Hold on, don't hang up. We'll come back. Let's finish up.
I seriously have a serious suggestion for Bay County, okay?
All right, don't hang up. Jason, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Did you hear Dr. Ward brag on you yesterday?
I did not, but I appreciate it.
Oh, my God. He said, listen, he's big into sports.
Yeah.
He's a great surgeon. He's incredible. But he goes, listen, I went to visit with Jason a couple days in Max Fit Sports Nutrition, took his son over there. He said, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm encouraging everybody that wants to get looking bigger, better, stronger, faster, whatever. Go see Jason Kovaleski. I said, absolutely, roll tide. That sounded good.
Yeah.
It was good, awesome. Tell Matt, tell us baseball. If I'm a baseball coach and I want to win a championship, I might have made it to the playoffs, but I couldn't take it to the next level. I'm going to go see Max Fit Sports Nutrition. That's just me.
I would say avoid the Jacksonville baseball schools in the second round.
Sound advice right there.
But we do have two great locations. We have our InBody 570 that helps us track results. So when we put people on a supplement package and diet, they can actually see if they're getting results out of it. So free sample bar. At that age, we're using basics. Mass gainer stuff to get enough calories in for these guys to grow. It's very hard to grow if you're a hard gainer, maybe 150 pounds trying to get to 170. You got to eat 6,000 calories a day. So some of these mass gainers can help. If you're 16 or above, we start to incorporate creatine, maybe a multivitamin. But that's about it. But we do track your results with InBody 570, and we got two locations. One on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village, and the other one in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
This guy's the best. All we deal with is wonderful people here. I mean, Jason's incredible. He truly is great at what he does. And so is Pat Pernell, the city commissioner of Lynn Haven. And he goes to your store, and look how he looks now. Look how he has changed. It's
he feels great, though. That's the main thing.
Great man. And Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven, that restaurant he runs is unbelievable. They treat you like family over there. Great atmosphere, great place to watch any kind of sporting event. Get out to Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven and tell them Coach sent you. You're already over in Lynn Haven. Go see Russ, Amber, and Patrick. If you want some jewelry, Matt, you can put your whatever you want down the wish list. Tell your wife or girlfriend, both of them, to go down there and get what you want. You'll get it. Russ, Amber, and Patrick will help you. David Adams, Designer Jewelry. We'll be right back with Mike.
Lock it in and rip the knob off. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has turned up the power.
I'm getting an off-chase, Captain.
From Port St. Joe to Panama City to Fort Walton Beach, the biggest sports signal in the Panhandle.
If I push it any harder, the whole thing will blow.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 85 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest at 11 miles per hour. For tonight, a possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies and a low near 80. Tomorrow, a likelihood of thunderstorms and a high around 87. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Reliable Copy Products is proud to be the exclusive dealer in Northwest Florida for Kyocera office equipment. Reliable Copy Products has been committed to providing professional, personalized service for the last 35 years. They understand that the right equipment does not always fall within today's budget requirements, so they offer several options for the equipment you need today for the growth you expect tomorrow. Call James Smothers at 784-6601, 784-6601. Reliable Copy Products on Harrison Avenue, just north of Bay High School.
No one wants to deal with a plumbing, electrical, or HVAC emergency. It's even worse when you're not sure what it'll cost, when it'll get fixed, or if someone's just selling you something. When you call Hiller, you can trust our experts to actually solve your home's problems quickly. And with true transparency pricing, you know the price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. Book online now at happyhiller.com. Happy you'll be, or the service is free.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Now, it's time for your Atlanta Braves morning update. Presented by Tidal Wave Auto Spa. Get clean car happy at any of the 250-plus Tidal Wave Auto Spa locations today.
Padres sweep the Braves. I'm Barrett Salee, and this is your Braves Radio Network morning update.
Tidal Wave Auto Spa is the official car wash of the Atlanta Braves and your go-to car wash destination all season long. Visit TidalWaveAutoSpa.com to find a location nearest you.
The Padres sweep the Braves out of town in a stadium that has become a house of horrors for the Atlanta Braves. 5-2, your final on Wednesday night. It was not the night for the Braves. Martin Perez, 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He got the loss. He drops to 6-4. There is good news. It is Joey Bart. He hit his first home run as a member of his hometown Atlanta Braves. Went to the 3rd level of the Western Metal Supply Company in left field, but they could not get the job done. The bats just weren't popping. It seems like it's a recurring nightmare for the Braves over the last month or so. Day off today, they'll go to San Francisco and face the Giants on Friday. Ronaldo Lopez will get the start for the Braves. He's 3-1, has a 3.50 ERA. As a starter, he's 1-1, has a 3.74 ERA, 11 walks and 20 strikeouts. For a leadoff show at 9 Eastern, first pitch between the Braves and Giants. 10:15, it's a late one from Oracle Park in San Francisco. You can hear all of it on the Braves Radio Network.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All right, let's bring Mike back in the J. Michael studios. Mike, what do you got for us?
I'll make it real quick. Okay, here's the solution. You give a coaching supplement to a HOSA or STEM teacher who you cross-train, and you have one trainer on the mainland and one trainer on the beach side, and then you use students or interns or whatever. But you got to be willing to pay for that, man, or you're not going to have athletic programs. And that's where it gets down to. You can't say no new taxes, no new taxes, no new taxes, ad infinitum. But, the coaches, of course, Coach Hale, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot, so to speak, because I know you've been out of it a while, but the other coaches, y'all know how to use an AED?
We do get trained annually for AED use.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah, well, you have one available at the baseball field there, Coach?
Yes. Well, that's the thing. The closest one to my baseball field is in our gym, and that's probably
too far away.
500 yards away. I mean, it's not something you can get to really quick.
Because if a student athlete falls out, you're not going to want to move him. That's a liability thing.
Right.
By the way, I was a lawyer in another life too, and I was also on a school board. I don't mean to make it about me.
We figured that.
You got to jump. These hurdles that they're throwing, and you can't let. And I'm going to call out one of your sponsors. You can't let Morgan & Morgan or my former schoolmate Shinura run you out of business. And that's just the facts. You got to, and I like how y'all are talking about
this world right now, man. Look at college football.
Well, Jason, I felt when you told me that, Jill, you told me and the entire listening audience that story about that head-on collision. I suffered 2 concussions in 8th grade, and this is back in I don't even want to say what date in the 70s it was. My mother, we had good health insurance too. My dad had a fairly decent job. She brings me home and takes a brown paper bag and puts vinegar on it and puts it on my forehead, kind of like Granny Clampett.
That went for the concussion.
Yeah, for the concussion. Yeah, y'all ever heard that one? Well, here's what it does. The vinegar keeps your eyes burning and your nose open, and so you don't sleep and pass, and go into a coma.
Right.
But also suffered a cracked C2. Well, anyway, I won't go into it. But anyway, and that was under the supervision. And we were killing ourselves back then. And, if you want to preserve sports, you got to, it's not life and death. And I will say one other thing that's an easy fix. It does cost money, though, because lights don't burn for free. But you play at night, I'm talking about football.
Yeah.
You play at night, practice at night.
Yeah.
That takes the exhaustion out of it. Yeah. The training that we went through from Coach Hale, even Coach Manley especially, go back, that's based on military training from World War I and World War II.
Right.
We're beyond that, man.
They were tough.
Anyway, love you guys. Y'all have a great holiday. I'll talk after our country's 250th birthday.
That's right, baby.
The greatest big nation in
yes,
world
sir,
history.
baby.
America.
Yes, sir.
Making a comeback.
Keep those pythons out of our country.
And we're running the World Cup.
Yeah, those pythons eat everything up down the Everglades. Let them in. They take over housing, everything. Anyway, all right. Let's. He's right. Back in the 60s and 70s when we were playing ball, everybody did what Alabama did, or Coach Jordan was doing at Auburn. If you grew up in the state of Alabama, they went to those coaching clinics, and it was, you taught the guys that played for Bryant. It was brutal. You think he cared if you were hurt? You get out there and you go. And we had really tough practices at Floyd. Coach Rick Rose was our coach. He won the national championship with Troy in football, and his practices were tough. Then you go to Lanier. Those practices were brutal. We had 100 and something people on the varsity. And it was the same thing in the whole state of Alabama. It was just really tough, brutal practices. Same thing in Ohio with Woody Hayes, where they learned his style, the physical football. And those guys back then, you get hurt, got a headache, get back in. And that's the reason we got all these dang rule changes now, trying to save people's bodies and stuff. So anyway, the trainer situation, we got to have trainers.
Same with Florida. I mean, we had 3-a-days coming into the summer, and water was a reward for practicing hard. Like it wasn't like, hey, we got a water break. Everybody's like dehydrated. It was like, nope, you didn't run hard. We're doing it again. And then water was like a reward for if you did it right. So. I think we've changed that, but every solution is going to cost a little bit of money. Whether the training is going to cost some money, whether it's a student athlete or somebody that wants to be part of a team. I think that would be the best thing, because we always had a student trainer, but if you can get them trained up, it's going to be a lot cheaper than hiring a doctor. But you're going to need a doctor at the game. I mean, you get a compound fracture or something.
Mitchell, we got Dr. Shad Mitchell, and we got Dr. Nobles. That we're covered there at the games. The problem, we just got to have the trainers. And obviously, it's not making money. Gulf Coast dropped it, and everything's money. Everything's about money.
Find a kid that wants to be a doctor in the future, that's a junior, senior, and train them up.
I want a certified trainer. I want a real deal.
Well, you're going to have to pay for that.
Grown,
that's the problem here.
Filled up,
money.
Fed and well trainer. I don't want a student trainer.
Got a good night's sleep the night before.
Yeah, that's just me. We'll see, and we want to know what the plan's going to be after August 30th, because we're talking about the safety of these players and the coaches.
Yeah. It's going to be a big deal. And that's right, I mean, in the heart of the beginning of football season. So it's going to be important to get that nailed down pretty soon.
Yeah. All right. I want to get into this sometime today, so I might as well jump into it now. Georgia, you came from Kentucky. Georgia football, high school football is as good as anywhere in the nation. They pay well. They do incredible. We got another caller? Okay. Georgia football. You see what they're doing now? All these universities. Alabama had a concert in Bryant-Denny Stadium. In the old days, that would never happen. That's sacred ground. You play football there, and that's it. They need to make the money. We got the world we're living in now. You got to have money and money and money. It used to be legal to drink in a stadium in a college football game. Now we all know that's legal. Let's look into that. Let's look at one university, and they drive really well over there. Georgia football alcohol sales soar. Georgia sold over $1.5 million in 2025 than they did the year before in 2024. The two games they made big-time money were the Alabama game, home game, and the Texas home game. $1.5 million more than the previous year.
Didn't they lose that Alabama game?
They don't say there's a lot more drinking after the game than during
checks
the game.
out. It checks out.
Yeah. Now, 7 home games, over $4.31 million in alcohol sales. In 2020, $4.31 million. 2024, Georgia sold $2.79 million in alcohol. Now, what I'm asking you did they raise the price of the beer, or did there more people drinking? Which one is it?
Yes.
They couldn't have raised the price that much more.
I went to Florida State game, drank 2 beers. It was like $28, and it was like a can, and they give you a cup like that big. So you got to be committed if you're trying to drink a lot at a football game in this day and age. I don't know what they charge, but in my experience, it's so expensive. It's like they don't really want you to drink. They're just making a lot of money off of it, but.
And then they I know typically shut down alcohol sales at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, they do it at Bryant-Denny too.
So
they don't do that at LSU. They don't.
They would riot. They would kill everybody.
Yeah, they'll kill everybody. Anyway, 2025 alcohol sales average per game. It was lower than I thought. About 1.5, about $150 million, around per game in 2025. It's time to take a break. We'll come back to
we got about a minute.
Okay. You may finish this or keep going?
You can finish it. Just quick. You got a minute.
All right. The top alcohol sales, Texas was the number one, almost $1 million. $560. That's a lot of alcohol being sold in 3/4 of a football game. That's a lot of drinking. Alabama was second. I think Alabama was a night game. I think Texas was a 2-3. I can't remember. I know Alabama was a night game. Alabama game was $835,882. Okay, between I just lost my place. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna take some commercials and we'll talk more about this. Get out to the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Yesterday that place was packed out. I'm telling you. We thought I said this beautiful day. It's going to be fine going to J. Michael's for lunch. It won't be that packed. I was wrong. It was people waiting in line to get in there, and all these people were wanting seafood. Then they asked about the spaghetti. I said, it's incredible. So we had some visitors from other parts of the South. They tried spaghetti and said, oh, my God, this is great, man. Get out there and try it. The best seafood, the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. We had lunch. Then we went back yesterday afternoon, saw some Terry Constable, seen some great people in there, had a wonderful time at the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. Stevenson Air Conditioning, the heat is brutal. Get it serviced. It's going to last you longer. Your power bill is going to go down, and you actually going to feel a cooled house. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason graduated from Mosley High School. The guy is incredible. Speaking local, Steve's Bike Shop. Steve's the swim coach at Mosley. They got electrical bikes, new and used. The standard bikes, new and used. They are the best, not even close. They've been in business since 1979. Can you imagine that? A business lasting that long?
I'm too young to realize that kind of time.
That's a long time. And Steve's incredible, man. Go check it out. Where are they located? 23rd Street, right across the street from Sam's. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Real local winners.
Hi, this is Angie.
And Steven.
From Lynn Haven, and we just won $50 to the Lone Star Boil House in the Lone Star Daily Double Boil, just for listening on the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
Thanks, y'all.
Keep listening to Win on the Gulf Coast. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Your biggest investment is your home. Protect it while also improving its appearance with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. We have sand, mulch, gravel, or lay-down decorative stone, all available for pickup and delivery. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Imagine the moment you proudly pull up to your home that you've worked so hard for, enhanced by quality mulch, decorative stones, and more. Let's make it happen today. Request a quote online at earthworkspc.com or swing by the office at 2005 Industrial Drive. Love the land you live on.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs, with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5, and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food, on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU Update is brought to you by Newbies. Got 4 great locations, and the people that run their places are unbelievable. John McFay, love you, brother. Charlotte, love Miss Charlotte. She is the most beautiful sweetheart. Love her to death. You know, I'm going to get into FSU, but first, I got to brag on my granddaughters. They're both incredible. They have stayed busy this summer. Lorelei's at a dancing, all kind of camps going to. Layton came up to him and said, Papa, she goes, this volleyball, I like it. And I love that they're doing, I don't know if y'all are doing this at Bozeman or not, but at Arnold, they're having a volleyball camp. They had it all week. And she came home, she showed me all the things she learned at Bozeman, at Arnold volleyball camp. And now they picked somebody that loves volleyball. She wants to play volleyball, and she's a great athlete, so I know she's going to do incredible at that. She's a Surfside cheerleader going into middle school. But are you guys doing that kind of things over at Bozeman also?
We have several camps. I'm trying to text our volleyball coach right now to see if I can give her a plug for one. But I know most teams have some type of youth camp. Mine for baseball is July 31st and August 1st. I know, don't we have a youth football camp coming up pretty soon for? But I think it's a big part. I know, like last year when I got hired at Bozeman. Well, actually, at the interview, I got asked by one of the Booster Club president at the time. He's like, Coach, we've always wanted to do a kids camp. Would you do one? I was like, of course, yeah, because I'm trying to get this job. I'm going to definitely say yeah.
Right.
And then
I don't believe in those.
When it came time to run the camp, I was like, oh man, do I really have to do this? But then I've never run one before. Get out there, and those kids, we had so much fun in those 2 days of that camp.
Pretty good numbers.
Yeah, well, I had over 50 kids out there.
Wow.
At the first camp. So I know we do it. I know football's doing one too. I'm not sure about the other sports, but I'm pretty certain that they do.
Think about it though. The kids need a place to go and do things.
Yes.
And Layton and Lorelei their lives are so busy. They cheer. They do the singing. The Surfside. Patronos had a singing team. They traveled to the singing. But that cheerleading, they traveled all over the Southeast. You knew that. It's crazy. And run track. So I'm so proud of both those girls. But Layton, man, She is an unbelievable athlete. I'm
That's
so proud of her.
Good genetics. They got
Oh,
that.
my gosh.
They got that from Julie.
She
right?
got that from me and Eric. She got it from Eric Baker and me. Had the athletic ability. Jared had nothing to do with
Nothing whatsoever.
but she is incredible. Go ahead, Coach.
Our football camp's going to be the 20th and the 21st, 6 to 8.
Now, how much could they charge?
It's $25. It's ages 5 through 13, and the really cool thing that they've changed this year about it's a boys and girls football camp.
Wow!
So we know,
So you get that flag football
That's
going
right.
on.
So we looked at that, and there's a lot of girls that was interested in flag and asking. So we kind of, catered to that side as well. So it's going to be a really fun camp, and look forward to.
That's a great way to pay your coaches during the summer. It's a great way for a fundraiser to spend the money any way you need it.
Just look how women's wrestling's blown up. I went to one of the wrestling tournaments, and there was more girls there than guys. I mean, it was incredible.
You could probably have a weightlifting clinic.
For sure.
And I think you should do more than one. This one ran, I think Leighton, I don't think she has it today, so I think it was a 3-day camp. But she was impressed with it, and that's what it's all about, turning somebody on to get involved in your program. And they did that at Arnold, so I take my hat off.
Seeing the next generation of talent coming up.
That's
so
right, man.
Target.
That's right, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm not a coach, so I can say that.
Now, I got a grandson, Johnny's coming up. He's going to be something special, too, now. You know what I told Jared? I told Jared, put a baseball. The one thing I regret, Jared was good. He made the All-Star, Lee County All-Star baseball team. And I'm talking about the Little League thing, whenever little, real little. They went to Disney and beat the Russian All-Star team.
Wow.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then, of course, some coaches are idiots, and they think, you're going to run track because you need to get faster. You're going to be in a weightlifting team. And that's what I made him do. But he got 12 varsity letters. Nobody in that school's ever done that. And he holds every passing record and touchdown records at Arnold. Should be in the Hall of Fame, but whatever.
There's only 2 Hales in the Hall of Fame right now.
They need to be 3. They need to be 3. But anyway. But,
one day we'll get him there.
But so I said, he's talking about Johnny playing football. I said, man, baseball. Yeah. And baseball's getting more popular and popular every day.
It definitely is. You see all of these baseball academies opening up around the state. There's one opening up at Northwest Florida. It just shows how popular the sport is and how much I'm coaching travel ball. We're leaving at 10 o'clock this morning, heading down to Auburndale for a tournament, and you look at how much money these parents are putting into baseball and how popular the sport is.
Oh my God, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Did you hear Ward yesterday? He was at a camp for the son.
Yeah,
the elite thing. It's something else.
We've always had a great culture of baseball around here. Even when I grew up, I mean, we finished second in the state every year. And Pensacola Catholic over there, where their kids went and beat us every year, it was like 3-2, 4-1. So, but we've always had tremendous baseball around here. We used to go up in Cobb, Georgia. It was one of the best youth programs in the country, and play them. We probably split games with them, but we were always on par with them. And based on the population, the amount of talent that comes out of here and goes to Chipola, Gulf Coast, and even into the major leagues is tremendous. Because we got great coaches is the one thing, especially on the youth
You
end.
look at the population and how good these players are. That's pretty impressive.
It is. Yeah, it really is. We get a lot of good baseball players come out of this.
You can go back to the old days. I mean, the way old days. Greg Bernicki, unbelievable baseball player, the old mayor. I mean, he's gotten old now.
Tombo Martin.
Yeah. Bill Allen, he can hardly walk, but he was a great player back in the day. It's just sad to see how their bodies have fallen apart, though. I hope he's listening. Anyway, Eric Baker, Jerry's following on?
Yeah.
Eric wants him to wrestle.
Of course he
Kobe
does,
traveled the world.
Yeah.
Greco.
Yeah.
You know anything about Greco wrestling?
Not really.
I don't either. Do you know anything about it?
A little bit. I follow the wrestling a little bit because Big Ten's big time wrestling. So Ohio State, Penn State, that's the top of the. But Greco's a little bit different. That's more like Olympic style wrestling.
Yeah.
So most people do both, but it is a little different. It's more throws and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Florida State. It is the Florida State update. I know you're waiting for it. I don't know what you guys think about this. They came up with a survey, best college football year ever. FSU, the best football team. I don't agree with this one. I don't. They say the 2013 Jimbo Fisher National Championship was the best team ever at Florida State. There were some teams that lost a game at FSU to Miami that were incredible. Even when they lost to Florida in the rematch game, that team was at 96, 95. That team was really good. In your opinion, what is the greatest Florida State football team?
Whenever they had Derek Brooks, I seen that guy destroy people. I can't remember that. I know they played Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl one year. I went over there thinking, oh, we got a chance, and no, we did not have a chance. I wanted to call an ambulance for our quarterback at halftime because he got beat up so bad. So it was brutal. But I think there were some better defenses. I mean, obviously, Jameis Winston as a college quarterback was phenomenal, and that was a great offense. But you'd have to go back and kind of look at some of those teams that lost to Miami on wide left, wide right, because they were some of the best teams in college football history. When you look at the overall talent, like Warwick Dunn, Peter Warwick, some of those guys, I mean, they were just tremendous. So that Charlie Ward-led team, I think, won the national championship maybe, or they lost to Florida. I can't remember.
They went 12-1.
Okay.
90, what was that, 93, I believe it was.
I would put them up against that team.
They were really good that
year. Is that when they went into Gainesville?
Yeah.
I was at that game. I was at that game. That was, man, that's the most electric game I've ever been in. And who was the run back on that team? It was unbelievable.
Was it Warwick Dunn?
I think it was. I can't remember. But that team, you're right. That might be the best one.
Yeah.
Why does it not? Did y'all think the 2013 team was that great? I mean, it was great. Winston, I mean, I get that, but
if I remember correctly, they won a couple of games by the skin of their teeth. I think when they Louisville and had a pass that went through 5 people's hands, ended up in a wide receiver catching, running in for a touchdown. So I didn't think they were like overall great. You got to be great to win a national championship. Now let me just put that out there first. But as far as like a historically great team, I didn't see that.
I just want a Bobby Bowden team.
Bobby Bowden's teams are
I just want his team. That's
when you had a defensive coordinator like I can't even think Mickey Andrews, and you got Mark Richt as your offensive coordinator. I mean, even Chuck Amato was like an assistant there. So that staff was just phenomenal.
We might have to pick a team that Comrade Moon's son Jared played on.
There you go.
Yeah. Jared was a stud.
He was.
All right, let me ask you this. They got the list of all these schools. We'll go through this list in the next few minutes and talk about it. But right now, let's take a break. Let's talk about some of our wonderful people. Kyle Vandergriff, I love Kyle, does an incredible job. Legendary family. His mom and daddy have done so many great things for the kids, the youth here in Bay County. It's incredible. But their son, Kyle, and the other one is an unbelievable athletic director. But Kyle has started TK Vandy Roofing and General Contract. They design the build, commercial, residential. They can do it all. If you have a letter and it comes in the mail, don't freak out. If your insurance company threatened to drop you because the roof is so old, don't panic. Call Kyle. That's all you got to do. Call Kyle Vandergriff. They'll take care of it. They'll walk you through it. You'll be fine. You're looking for a roof? It doesn't have to be a roof. You want to build a barn. You want to build a house. Kyle Vandergriff can do it all. Turf Pro Pest Control. Patrick, listen to him every Monday on ESPN Northwest Florida. You talking about local? His daughter's an unbelievable cheerleader at Mosley High School. Son's going to be going there also. Patrick, Turf Pro Pest Control will make your yard look like a golf course. You got bugs in the house, bugs eating up your yard, they're gone for good. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1, not even close. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of little radio stations with little signals that drop off at the edge of town?
He did say,
Well, bless their hearts. This is the most powerful sports signal in the Panhandle. You found the Sports Talk Monster. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 85 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest at 11 miles per hour. For tonight, a possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies and a low near 80. Tomorrow, a likelihood of thunderstorms and a high around 87. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
You've been low-key thinking about dropping a podcast. Well, now is the time to start, brah. Sports, politics, finance, science, health, real estate, music, interviews, surfing, conspiracy theories, or alien abductions. Ready to main character your own content? We can make it happen with Turnkey Podcast Productions from 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida. Our local, modern, state-of-the-art multimedia recording studio is now available for booking, starting at just $100 an episode. Take your fandom to the next level. For more information, text the keyword studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio to 850-215-6290. Text studio 215-6290 or jam over to espnpc.com. Bruh.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous, he doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We're talking about the best FSU football team ever. The experts, not these experts, the other group of experts, 2013 Jimbo Fisher's team. We're going to pick one of Ballby Bowden's teams to be the best. And I want to thank Bill Allen for those sweet comments he sent me. At least my mind's sharp and I can still remember. Thank you, Bill. Let's go to LSU because Brian Norman's in here, the all-star head football coach, coach of the year, head coach Bozeman, baseball coach. LSU 2019. I want to do a push on this one. I would say that I think it was 2011. LSU had the game of the century. I was at the game. They go into Bryant-Denny. They let so many people in that game. I bet there was 110,000 people there. On the sidelines, you couldn't move. Kirby Smart was the coach, recruit. That time, I had great tickets every single time, and I went to a lot of games. That particular time, he said, I can't help it. Do you mind? No. And we got in the stadium. We're happy. And but I asked for a lot. We're up in the upper deck, which they look like little ants down the field, and you're like this. I had a heart attack walking up the steps. Anyway, we usually get in no problem. We couldn't hardly get in the stadium. It took forever to get in. And I heard Coach Bryant talking. I ain't nothing but a winner. Place goes crazy. But we were still not inside the stadium where you could see it yet. We're waiting to get in, trying to get through the people. We finally get in there and get seated right when they're kicking off. But that LSU team that year was an incredible football team. They had the Honey Badger.
Yep.
That defense was unbelievable. Yep. They had a physical offensive line. They could run. They could throw. They could do it all. That team might have been the greatest team in college football history. Then they went up against a team. Then they went up against a team in a rematch. And this team was just – that team had to be special. That team had to be something from out of earth. I don't think that might have been the greatest team that's ever been on the field. I can't remember who that was. What team was that?
I don't know who that team was, but I know LSU still hadn't made it past
the 50-yard line. Yes.
Let me ask you this. Is it more impressive to win on the road or on a neutral field?
Oh, I don't know. Good question.
But, I mean, on neutral field was in the Superdome. I mean, that's basically a home game.
No, I've been there when LSU fans are there.
Right, but be honest, we're kidding around. Is the LSU 2019 maybe the greatest team in college football?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you look at that team, they had so much talent on that team. I mean, I can't remember how many guys entered the draft from LSU that year, but just an amazing amount of talent on that team. And there's no doubt in every LSU fan's mind that 2019 team was the best team LSU's ever had, maybe one of the best in college football.
I will say offense is probably the best.
The offense.
I don't know. I want if their defense is a little bit better. We were at the Alabama LSU game that year. That was the next game of the century. The great President Trump was up there, and I'm telling you, when LSU punted the ball, face masked Waddle, he spins around, took it to the house, and your ears were hurting. I never heard that loud in Bryant-Denny for that game. back and forth, but there's no Alabama could not slow down LSU. Nobody could slow them down. What did they score in that game? 49 or
it was something like that. It was a big. And then playing in the first round of the playoffs that year, they scored like 6. They could have scored 100 points if they wanted to.
That was against Oklahoma.
That was against Oklahoma, and I think Jefferson had 5 touchdowns in that game, and
they killed Clemson.
Yeah, it was an impressive team, really was.
Yeah, they. That running back that LSU was unbelievable. The receivers they have were incredible in the quarter. They were something special. Alabama's greatest football team, they said 2020, Alabama Crimson Tide. We'll talk more about them in a minute. Arkansas, greatest team, 1964. Just believe me, they were good.
Yeah.
They really were good.
That was
then.
Jimmy Johnson and the owner, Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones, yeah.
Only national championship they've ever won.
Now, I grew up watching this team, and you guys might have a different opinion, but Auburn, 2010, Cam Newton. I'll be honest with you, though. You take Cam Newton off and that big stud defensive tackle they had, Fairley, yeah. Take either one of them out, they don't win the national championship. But that was a solid football team. I kind of think the one that lost to FSU was – no, they weren't as good. Never mind. They weren't as good as that 2010
Just take that second half Alabama, Cam Newton, there wasn't a better player on the planet at that time.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
24-0,
yeah,
3
bringing him back
on
against
the
a
road,
team like that.
On the road.
Yeah, and he single-handedly. I mean, it was Cam Newton left, right, throw a little pass, but he just dominated that second half. And he was just such a physical. I met him at the Florida camp when we went over to one of Urban's Friday Night Lights before most people were running those camps. And he was sitting on a knee on the 50-yard line throwing like little fades into the end zone from a knee. And I was like, Cam Newton. I was like, who's this defensive end over here? Because he's 6'5", 240, ripped and shredded. And he was like 18 years old. And I was like, how is that defensive end throwing like that? There's like, nah, that's Cam Newton. I was like, okay, he's going to be good.
I'm going to come back to the Auburn and Alabama and get into that more later when their update is. But let's talk about Clemson. Clemson, the best team they ever had was 2018. That Alabama team was great. I think it was 20. I could be wrong. I think they went out to California, played in the new stadium, NFL stadium out there, and Clemson just beat the dog mess out of Alabama.
They had that pick six to start the game. That just started everything downhill from there.
Because I think Alabama has had a bad game, but Clemson was good. Now we got to give them credit.
Yeah, absolutely.
What about the team? You can't give that team though, because when I watched them, they beat Ohio State like 31-0. And we were getting ready to go into the Cotton Bowl to watch Alabama and Michigan State, but they had the game outside on these big TV things watching Clemson and Ohio State, because I think I'd picked Ohio State. And Clemson looked really good. But when Alabama and Clemson played for the national championship, Bama beat them out in the Fiesta Bowl, I believe. That team was really good, too.
Yeah, it was really good.
But do y'all agree that 2018 was probably Clemson's the best team?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. They were loaded.
So that was Deshaun Watson, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, Florida, the Florida Gators, greatest football team, Florida. I'm going to go back. They have Florida 2008 with Tebow. I'm not going to agree with this. And I love Urban, but I think the world of this man, Steve Spurrier, is one of the greatest men on earth.
It was 96, wasn't it?
Yes, I got when they came back and beat Florida State.
The
second time. He went to the shotgun, and that was the difference in the ball game. I'm going to say that team was better than the 08 team. What do you guys think? I know y'all remember that 98 team?
I do. Yeah, they were really good that year, and I think you give the nod to them because they were really talented, and Spurrier just absolutely changed college football at that time.
Yeah, Urban, that 08 team, don't get me wrong, that was an incredible team. Who did they beat? Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl?
I think that year did. I think 05 they beat Ohio State pretty bad. That was in
the Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, to me,
I think
that might have been a little bit better team than even the 08 team because they were pretty more dominant. But that was Chris League. Tebow was a freshman. He was kind of running some packages.
Yeah.
But for me, man, having Tebow on your team and the heart and soul, just that winning mentality.
But you had Danny. You had Danny Warfel.
No, I know. But Tebow wasn't physically like some dominant, gifted player. I mean, we saw that in the NFL. He just willed his team to win, and you knew if he was in the game, you had a shot. So first year they beat Alabama, even though Alabama came back, was much a better team that second year, whooped them pretty good. But I give it a slight edge to Tebow. I'm just going to take Tebow and go to war with that guy any day.
Okay, I understand that. Okay, we split on that one. FSU, we kind of split on that one. I wanted a Bobby Bowden team. They said 2013 team was the greatest. Georgia, greatest football team Georgia's had. I would have to say that 2022 team, they came back.
They were so good.
Yeah.
Just look at me.
Did they lose a game that year? I don't think they lost a game. Did they lose to Alabama and come up and beat them that year?
I don't think that year. I think they went undefeated that year.
I think they went undefeated.
The closest game was the Ohio State in the Sugar Bowl. That
That's
field
right.
Goal.
That's right. Yeah.
A couple penalties we could go back and talk about. The targeting on
We got plenty of time to talk about that. I
we're
mean,
good.
he didn't
They
mean
deserved it. They were good.
The officials just saw what they saw, and that you can't
Actually,
complain about
They
officiating.
actually reviewed it after, so they didn't see it.
That was a quick call.
Yeah.
Speaking of quick calls, if we all love Mexican food, man, we all know about Pepper's Mexican Grill over in Panama City Beach, from Panama City across from the mall. I used to love that place. I still do love it. I don't have to go there anymore. We finally got one on Panama City Beach. Pepper's Mexican Grill. Go check it out. You absolutely love it. Great place to have birthday parties, anything going on at Arnold High School. If you're the visiting team, the home team, go have a meal before the game and go have a drink after the game. Pepper's Mexican Grill on Panama City Beach Parkway. Every Monday, 10% discount for military. Buy one, get one free. We had meet you, Thomas Ray, Brian Norman, Jared. We had a great time over there.
Yeah, that was a fun night.
What was that for? Julie's Hall of Fame?
That was a Hall of Fame thing. Julie had a margarita so big she could have swam in it.
Yeah, well, she was swimming, believe me. Pepper's Mexican Grill. Go check it out. Tell them Coach sent you. You'll absolutely love it. Hey, I don't want to waste my time. I want somebody to come fix my boat. I'm not going to go to some marina, pay top dollar. Matter of fact, I talked to a guy, Big Jim, yesterday, Jay Michaels. He works at a marina. They sell boats, they work on boats, everything. He's out on these good-sized boat. We're talking about the guy that got bit by the shark, bless his heart, he's doing well. He's doing a lot better, and he doesn't remember a thing. Does not remember a thing. That's a good thing, I think. But I'm talking about the attack. He said, Jim's out there in the boat. He said, my guy, look up. He said, the shark was bigger than the boat. He said, Coach, I almost fainted. I said, I want to get out of here. A shark bigger than the boat. There's stuff out there we don't even know about.
Yeah.
There's aliens out there.
I think we need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Now we know about them.
But anyway, I don't want to do that. I want somebody. Can anybody do that, James?
We got the perfect solution right here in the Panhandle. We got Jermaine, the Florida Main. He will come out to you. He will fix your boat. You don't got to take it anywhere. You don't got to load it up. You don't got to get in your truck. You don't got to spend your gas. He grabs everything you need. He takes it to you. He fixes the boat. You back out on that water.
At your house.
At your house. At your dock.
Wow.
It's that simple, man. Give him a call.
Jermaine Allen, 850-851-4134. Yeah, I'll give it to you again. Call Jermaine Allen. Brian Norman's writing this down right now. That Hatteras, you guys, nice. 850-851-4134. And Bill Allen, you can call him. Greg Bernicki, that huge yacht you got, call him. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Colin Cowherd. The Miami Heat, and I'm hearing all the critics. Yeah, does it make them better? Now with Bam Adebayo, Giannis, Bobby Portis, that is the best defensive front line in the NBA. That matches up with Wemby for about the next 2 to 3 years. And you say, well, what about the East? You take your chances in the East.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Weekdays at 1.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 85 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest at 11 miles per hour. For tonight, a possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies and a low near 80. Tomorrow, a likelihood of thunderstorms and a high around 87. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
When it comes to building smart and roofing right, TK Vandy's is the name you can trust. They're your go-to for general contracting, design build solutions, and top quality roofing. From concept to completion, they deliver excellence on time and on budget. Whether it's a custom build or a complex renovation, they've got you covered, literally. Call TK Vandy today and build something better together. TK Vandy, built with purpose, roofed with pride.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVOQ Port St. Joe. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Ready to unlock the science behind a healthier mind? Register today for the 4th annual STEM Mental Summit, hosted by the United Hands Project. Discover mental wellness through science, tech, engineering, and math with fun workshops, free food, and great giveaways. It's completely free for youth ages 10 to 24. Join us June 22nd through the 25th at Gulf Coast State College and June 27th at FSUPC. Sign up now at theunitedhp.org. That's theunitedhp.org.
Now,
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Go nuts.
Live from the J. Michael Studio at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Oh, man. Stand up, baby. Put your hand over your heart. Here we go.
Not going to do it.
It's like the national anthem right here. This is incredible. Haters and lovers, you know us. Roll Tide, roll. Alabama Updates brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're number one at what they do. Locals taking care of locals throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Jason graduated from Mosley High School. He starts his family business. Jason, you know how great they are. They're the most honest, hardworking people out there. Jason had a problem at the store. He called Stevenson Air Conditioning. Perfect. His house, he needed a new one. Stevenson Air
My
Conditioning.
bill was like $450. So just by buying a new air conditioner and dropping that down to $180, $200, especially during the summer, I saved over 12 months, $200. That's $2,400. So
Yeah.
that thing paid for itself within
It's
a year.
not like buying a car where you walk out and you lose $10,000 on the purchase. Stevenson Air Conditioning, they're such great people. They came in and we had brand new lines put in through the entire, everything you can have brand new, we had it done. And I'm telling you, they came in, our house looked really good, a lot better than what it did before they got there. Julie's not very good at keeping things up. But
That's
Stevenson
her
Air
right there.
Yeah, Stevenson Air Conditioning, man, they are the best. It's not even close. Believe me, go local, go Stevenson Air Conditioning. You'll be glad you did. We need to support all local people. We don't do, I encourage you, don't go to some national brand. Don't go to national stores. Go to local people that live here in the Panhandle of Florida that really care about you. They grew up here, or they moved in here and started a business. Take care of local people. We're off there. We were talking. Brian Norman met one of my heroes. Well, two of them off that team was incredible. I loved him. But Pete Rose, man, I would have loved to have met that guy.
Yeah, it was an interesting story. I was with a group of guys. We were in Las Vegas, and we were in Caesar's Palace, and we were, gambling. I think we were shooting craps at the time, and I had to go to the restroom, so I walk away from the group, and I'm in the lobby of Caesar's Palace, and all of a sudden I see somebody walking towards me. He's got two big bodyguards behind him. I'm like, holy crap, that's Pete Rose. And I walked towards him, and the bodyguard just kind of shook his head no at me. And so, I let him pass by. But I go back and I tell my buddies, I'm like, man, I just ran into Pete Rose. They still, to this day, do not believe me that I met him.
It was in a casino. I believe you. He's a good guy. He was a hard worker. I think he was around Springfield, Ohio. I mean, they grew up pretty poor at the time. I mean, he was just the hardest worker.
Did you ever see anybody hustle more than him?
No. I mean, that whole team
was
tough, though. Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench.
Joe Morgan.
That's
who it was. Joe Morgan.
Concepcion at shortstop. I mean, that's when I grew up, like when I was young.
They were awesome.
I mean, they were really
awesome.
good. It was the Big Red Machine.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you've talked that one, but there's a retired scout, and there's only 3 players, in his opinion, that hustled like him or had the ability to him that would have made it that big that nobody even knows about. They don't even know about him. And because one was an injury, personal issue, which he didn't want to get into, and the other one academically. But it was Glenn Manley, Greg Bernicki, and Bill Allen. They say those 3 guys hustled like him, could play like him, but maybe even better, but we'll never know.
He just didn't have a second gear. Do you remember the All-Star game and running over the catcher, hurting the catcher? That was a big deal for people because people didn't understand that he was going to go 100%. When he was between the lines, it didn't matter if it was an All-Star game, exhibition. He wanted to win, and that kind of was one of those downfalls with being able to gamble and stuff like that because he was so competitive. He wanted to win at everything. So.
Mr. Hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't make them
he
like
got
that.
4,192 hits. That's not by accident, and that's not because
And
of
he's still not in the Hall of
He
Fame.
needs to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
he gambled as a
does.
manager. He probably gambled as a player. Let's be honest. The guy just doesn't start gambling like one day and just have that type of addiction. But the guy didn't gamble. It didn't affect his hitting. It had nothing to do with being the best hitter in baseball history. So put him in the Hall with a little asterisk maybe.
All right, Alabama update. Real quick, I'm going to get back to the greatest teams. I just want to throw a couple things out there, but I do want to get your opinion on one thing if I have time to get it in. Alabama, 1973, first college game I went to in my life. Mr. Melton took a bunch of us. We went and his brother played Alabama, Bimbo Melton, in the Cotton Bowl, scored a touchdown. And he thought I was a sophomore at Lanier High School, started as a sophomore, which was unheard of. I think a lot of people were hurt. That's the only reason I made it. But anyway, he thought I would have a chance maybe. And it was because I was about this size. I grew up pretty quickly, tall and skinny. But anyway, Alabama beat Tennessee. Keith Jackson was there. Bear Bryant leaning the goalpost. I went and looked at that. I was like, I got to play football. I got to play Alabama. I got to play college football. That 73 team, Bryant said was one of the best he ever had until they lost to Notre Dame for the national championship. They did get the UPI because back then the UPI quit after the last game. AP decided to wait that year and award it after the bowl games, theirs. Notre Dame, Alabama played in New Orleans in the Sugar Bowl, 23-24. You guys probably weren't even born then. I stayed up and watched that game. That was one of the greatest games I've ever seen in my life. Back and forth. It was incredible. First time we played Notre Dame, it was unbelievable. If they'd have won that game, we could say it's one of the greatest teams of all time. That offense was they scored so many points every game was unbelievable. Nobody could stop the Wishbone back then except for Notre Dame. Yeah. But that was a great team. Bear Bryant, 1979, they go 12-0. That was a great football team. 1992, Gene Stallings. That defensive team was as good as you'll ever see. Offense was not very good. But they went, like you said, you still got to be good to win a national championship.
They played one of the greatest teams. Also, on the other side, nobody gave them a chance against Miami. I mean, that Antonio Langham steal and with the fumble really turned that game around, and they dominated that team. So you got to put them up there.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I went to that one too. But the Saban's 2009, he had so many great teams that lost games that you could throw in there. But 2009. To go undefeated, to have Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, all these NFL players on that team going undefeated, they could be considered it. But you go to 2020, they play the only negative, and I'm not going to say it's negative because I watched them play, that team had so many guys playing in the NFL, it was incredible. And a lot of people say that may be the greatest team of all time.
I think what hurts,
but the COVID year.
That's what I said. I think what hurts them was COVID year. Yeah. Ohio State has to suspend players because of COVID.
Right.
But if you look at just overall talent. Wide receivers, Waddle.
Even on the
Smith
defense side of the ball, it was loaded with players. First round draft for it. I don't know which one it is. They have a lot of them. But I'm gonna get out of that. We'll come back to that with these other teams. But I want to get into this. We all know Alabama. Some consider it the greatest program of all time. Them, Ohio State, a handful of other teams you can argue, but they're up there. And what Nick Saban did from 2007 to 2023, some say it's the greatest dynasty in all of sports. Maybe you're stretching that, but in college football, it's the greatest you've ever seen. You got Nick Saban, you got Paul Bear Bryant, two of the great. Gene Stallings, Coach Wade, Coach Thomas. Alabama's always had great coaches. They always had great players. It means so much to that state football. They had a choice to go, and they wanted a big-name coach. They could have had Indiana's coach. He coached there with Nick Saban for 4 years. For whatever reason, they didn't get anybody that had a tie to Nick Saban. I still don't get that. And that's okay. DeBoer is a great coach. He's a great man. They go out and they get him. He played for the national championship with Washington. They didn't win it, but they were there. The guy's done unbelievable things. But it hadn't been very smooth at Alabama for him. We all know, I pointed out all the issues I've had with it. The bowl game, not having the right cleats on. Slipping and sliding all over the field when Michigan players weren't. And I knew having one of my former players coach for Saban and being up there, knowing how detailed the man is on everything, the weather. He calls about the weather. There's nothing uncovered. Everything is uncovered up there. He looks at every detail there is. It's to extremes.
Right.
And I just don't know if Alabama made the right choice. Nick Saban said stay positive. And one thing that really makes me think we have a shot, because it's year 3.
Right.
This will be his people, his third year, his coaching staff will know this year if we made the right choice, in my opinion. But asking all three of you, this offense he runs, where you pass the ball almost every play, not much of a running game. And you can go back to Seattle, offensive coordinator, which I think is a great one. I do. I think he's really good. I think he's brilliant in some ways. They fire him, and what happened in Seattle? They win the Super Bowl, right?
Running the football.
He goes to Alabama. We never see running the ball. We throw the ball to offensive tackles that weigh 200, 360 pounds. But we don't run the football very well. Can this offense work in the SEC? I'm talking about winning. He's going to keep Alabama competitive. They're going to be competitive. Can this offense win an SEC championship, which sometimes is harder than win the national championship? And we all want the national championship. Is this the right offense? Is this a fit for Alabama football or even the SEC football? Look at all the first-round picks at every position on the offense side of the ball Saban had, and look where we're at now. But going into year 3, we'll start with you. Does this and being fair and honest, don't side with me. Just what do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be a test for him to see if he's willing to adjust. As a coach, his decision is, do I dig my heels in and do it my way, or do I, listen to some of the constructive criticism that's out there and try to make a change and run the ball more? And I think it's going to be interesting to see that.
Matt,
I hope that he is putting emphasis on the run game at practice, because you got to have a backup. Like you just said, it's going to be a test to see, how this is going to work out. I remember seasons where it's been a lot of pass game in the SEC versus run game. One team would be prominently run and, really don't have a pass game. So hopefully he's working on the backside of that, and something we all don't see. So he does have a plan to adjust. I think adjustment's going to be key.
I mean, hindsight's 20/20. When you hired him, nobody was like, "Oh, that's a bad hire." I mean, he just took Washington to a national championship game. My only thing was I thought it was a bad fit because of their offense they ran. In the SEC, you got to be physical. You got to run downhill at people. That sets up the pass game. Washington, you can throw these little screens, maybe some bubble screens, because you don't have the offensive line usually that you would have at an Alabama. I've just been disappointed in the offensive line and the run game. I mean, what they averaged, like 4.1 yards a carry last year.
Some of the lowest ever.
Probably 12th or 13th in the SEC. This year's really going to tell us if that extension was right or not. And if it's not, you can see a Mike Norvell situation where this might go downhill and off the rails where it hurts recruiting. Right now they're 68th in recruiting and 15th in the SEC or 14th. That's not a good look for them, and I don't think they have generational wealth like Texas A&M, so they got to find some guys that they can develop, and they need to win to be able to bring them guys in that really want to be at Alabama. So I'm going to wait and see. I think DeBoer's a good coach. Obviously, you can't win at his level if you're not, but, as far as a fit following Saban and extending what he's done, I've been a little disappointed, to be quite honest.
I've been very disappointed. Play selection, and then just being able to execute a running play. And if you don't practice it if you don't practice physically, you're not going to play physical. And
it reminds me a little bit of Lincoln Riley at USC, to be honest. I mean, and everybody thought that Oklahoma to USC, he's going to kill it. They got all the money in the world, and what happens? Their defense is soft. They can't run the football. They can throw it all over the field, but when you talk about playing good teams like an Ohio State, Michigan that are physical, you got to be able to line up and push them around a little bit. And if you don't win the line of scrimmage, you're not going to win those football games.
I remember the FSU game week 1, and it's, hey, you know what? You do what you believe in, and you got to do that. I get that. I was the same way. I'm going to do what I think, the hell with everybody else. But they practice in the morning. When Saban was there, his time never changed his practice. Never changed his practice. They practice in the afternoon. Do you play early in the morning? No. They practice every morning early. Week 1, they go into Tallahassee in that heat and got embarrassed. They weren't prepared to play. Coach Bryant's teams were always prepared to play. Gene Stallings' teams were always prepared to play. Nick Saban's, I don't even have to, you know that.
Yeah.
So there's big question marks. I love him as a person. I think he's a great coach, but does he fit at Alabama? Does that stuff fit in the SEC? And you're right, Matt. If he doesn't change, then – but they're saying – I'll tell you what, I'm hearing they're going to be really good. I'm hearing they're going to be really good. So we might be –
The shocking thing for me is if you look at it, how the fork in the road win. You could have had Cignetti with Indiana with less talent goes down there in that Rose Bowl
spanks
and
you.
just runs it right down their throat. And that was shocking to me to watch an Alabama team just give it up like that, to be honest. So
we were out physical in a lot of games.
Yeah.
Even the games we won, we'd make contact. I pointed this out because it drove me crazy. Defense side ball, we make contact. We get knocked backwards. We don't knock people backwards. Same thing with offense. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
The Spurs are now tied with the Thunder for the best odds. Then it's the Nuggets, the odds to win the Eastern Conference. The Celtics are still the favorite. The Knicks, then it's the Heat. And I think anybody who got drafted in the top 15 probably expects to be getting minutes this upcoming season.
It's the Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 85 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest at 11 miles per hour. For tonight, a possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies and a low near 80. Tomorrow, a likelihood of thunderstorms and a high around 87. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Eagle! Hey, Martha, Kenny, James, Jenna, Steve, Elizabeth, Craig, War Damn Eagle. Auburn update. Get out to B4 Graceland and have a great meal today. They are incredible. Pat Perno, city commissioner over there, does an incredible job as city commissioner of Lynn Haven. But his restaurant is second to none. Great atmosphere. They treat you like family. Great food. We got a lot of people that listen to us over there, and we appreciate all those people over there. No doubt about that. Also, skin cancer can be deadly. 1 in 5 develop it. Go to the greatest surgeon out there. It's Dr. Ward. Not even close. They find it. They get it cut out the first time. They get it out of there. If it doesn't look right, doesn't feel right, go see Dr. Ward's offices. Now, 9 locations throughout the Panama, Florida. Listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. And don't forget about the legendary J. Michaels Restaurant, Thomas Drive. The best seafood, ice cold beer, the legendary J. Michaels. Auburn, and I like the way you pointed it out. Alabama's 67th in one recruiting service, and the Auburn Tigers are at number 9. Goldish is knocking it on fire. He's out knocking down the doors. His coaching staffs are out there everywhere, bringing in great players. I told you about the 4-star they got out of Prattville the other day. They got another one. They're just knocking out of the ballpark. They are beating Alabama big time in recruiting. Now, I was talking to a guy yesterday. He's a big LSU fan, huge LSU fan. LSU's recruiting right now is not very well either. They're not doing it great. But the game has changed. You're not going to go spend a lot of money every year on high school players. You're going to keep, if you feel like LSU, and I think Alabama's kind of doing the same thing. It's not publicized as much. LSU's got a great roster. They went and spent almost $45 million on the team, this year's team. They're probably going to keep a lot of those same players and pay them well to keep them there for 2 years. So you're not going to go sign as many as you have in the past. That's the only hope I have for Bama. So I'm kind of hoping Bama's doing the same thing because that's what LSU's doing right now.
When you look at those rankings, does that include transfer portal?
This is high school recruiting.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is high school.
And I want to disagree a little bit on LSU because they've landed probably 2 big-time defensive ends,
Yes.
2 5-stars. I mean, they got some wide receivers coming in that are studs. I mean, I know Bryant flipped from them to Miami, but they immediately replaced them with like KJ Green, a kid that was leaning to Oregon.
But they're not in the top 10 in recruiting.
But you got to look at it this way. They have a budget. You know, they landed a big class with portal guys last year to replenish that roster. So they probably spent $45 million last year. So this class was never going to be like a 30, person class. So they may land 10, 15 quality guys. But if they fill those gaps, that's a success.
Right. That's why I'm thinking.
That's why you can't look at the overall rankings. Because
that's what I'm thinking.
It's less important than it's ever been.
For sure,
those
100%.
recruiting rankings.
I'm hoping Alabama has got players they think can really play, and we're going to hold off.
Well, last year you signed a big class, so this year we knew it was going to be a little bit lower. Now, they did miss on some big guys this year, but I think they have like a 2-year window where if they miss this year, they're not just going to – it's not like the old days where you're just going to take somebody put them as a roster spot because you got to pay them money. You're going to reset your board, look at next year and say, okay, we're going to identify this guy, he's elite, he's worth paying, and you got the portal coming up. So that money's going to be used some way. It's just a different ball game. I know fans want to look, we got 5 stars, we're ranked in the top 5 in recruiting. That doesn't mean squad anymore, to be honest. You got GMs, you got budgets, you got like salary caps, basically. It's whatever team can spend. So every year is not going to be the same. You're not going to see Alabama in the top 5 every year anymore, or Ohio State, or Georgia, or LSU. There's going to be years where you might be 3 and then 20. It's just the way it's going to play out.
I want to go back to these Auburn's greatest team. They say 2010, the experts, but I'm going to tell you a couple things. That teams, you go back, and you guys maybe remember this, maybe not, but I'll go back to 2004. They didn't get the opportunity to play USC. Oklahoma did.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not saying they'd beat USC. That team would beat USC. I'm guaranteed you they'd give them a better game than Oklahoma did. That 2004 Auburn team was really, really good. Now, I think the year before they had a home with USC, and they didn't compete with them very well, and I think that hurt the voters. But that team was really good. But I'll go back to 1983 with Pat Dye's team. I think it was 1983. Bo Jackson, the defense was incredible. The offense was that wishbone. They went in the Sugar Bowl. They beat Michigan in the Sugar Bowl. But Auburn people in the SEC were really kind of disappointed because the national championship game was Nebraska, Miami. And if Auburn would have played for it, they felt Auburn could have beat both those teams. I'm not sure they could have, but that team was really talented, really good, and really, really physical because Pat Dye's teams were always physical. So don't forget that 1983 team. Do y'all even remember that team, 1983?
Not as much as the 04 team. I thought the 04 team was one of their best teams, to be honest, and I would put them up there with Cam Newton. Cam Newton just carried that team, but as far as overall talent and the people that went to the NFL, I mean, their backfield had, 2 first-round running backs at that time, Jason Miller, I forget his name, Campbell. Jason Campbell was the quarterback.
Yeah.
So and that defense played really well. Was Spikes on that team? I can't even remember. I mean, if they did, overall, I thought that was a better team than the Cam Newton, Nick Fairley team. But you just can't discount Cam.
And
Newton.
who was the coach at that time?
Was it Chis? No.
I'm talking about 04.
Was it Bowden?
04. Tuberville.
Okay.
Yeah. Our next governor of Alabama, Tubby. I'm a big supporter of his. All right. Number of SEC Heisman trophies from each university. Who's number 1? You should know this. Number 1.
I know LSU has 3.
And they're in 3rd place. Who's number 1 in the SEC for his Heisman winners?
You would think Alabama, but they didn't have a Heisman winner till 15
Bear
years
Bryant
ago?
never had one.
Yeah.
He played so many different players.
And that was Mark Ingram, wasn't it?
The first one.
So
was not Alabama. It was not LSU.
Tennessee.
Georgia.
Florida.
Georgia?
I was going to say Georgia.
Georgia has 2. I didn't realize they only have 2. Herschel Walker, who's the second one? Georgia has Herschel Walker, who is their second one? James, help them out.
Googled it.
That's what he's doing. I don't even know that. Georgia. God, I can't think of it.
Got to be a running back.
I'm Googling it.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart. Okay, Kirby Smart. Now, who's number one in the SEC with the most Heisman Trophy winners?
Herschel Walker and Frank Sinkwich, 1942.
No wonder we didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they only got
that's
two.
a household name.
Yeah.
I still don't know that.
Never heard that name before.
Think about it. They've had a lot of, y'all should know this. They have a lot of, you were good about Bama, kind of, but they're a big name. They're blue blood. They have more Heisman Trophy winners than anybody else. This one went to Columbus, Ohio, and planted a flag in the middle of Oklahoma. Has 7 Heisman Trophy winners. You remember that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Who was it?
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Mayfield.
That started a big I remember that. Yeah.
They forgot that we went there the year before and beat them, though.
Yeah. At number 1 is Oklahoma with 7. Who's number 2? You said it a minute ago. Alabama. Alabama has 4 Heisman Trophy winners. Who are they? Mark Ingram. Derrick Henry.
Devontae Smith.
And who is the last? They have 1 at that position. That's it I had a hard time thinking about Tua, and I'm a Bama guy.
Did Tua win?
No, he didn't win it.
Mm-hmm.
He got hurt, remember? Mississippi State game got hurt. And he's also the highest ranked quarterback Alabama's ever gotten.
And Derrick Henry didn't win. I know that. No.
Derrick Henry did win the Heisman.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought
Derrick won. Yeah.
He won it. He won the Heisman the year that he broke he broke Herschel Walker's more yards rushing one season than anybody in the history of SEC. Bryce Young.
Oh yeah.
See, I forgot about him too. He was the most high. All right, Alabama was second with 4. LSU's third with 3. They're tied with 2 other teams. Do you know who those 2 teams are?
Florida Gators.
Yes, Florida Gators. Who are Florida Gators? 3 Heisman Trophy winners. You guys should know.
Danny Warfel.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
And the coach, Steve Spurrier.
Good. You're good.
I went to
a lot of people forgot about Spurrier.
I was over there when he was coach.
Who is the next team that's tied at 3rd? What update are we doing?
Texas.
Auburn.
Auburn.
Who were Auburn's 3 Heisman Trophy winners?
Cam Newton.
Bo Jackson.
And I love him. I met him. I knew him. I loved him. Great man. Great person. Got beat badly got beat bad in the Sugar Bowl by Oklahoma.
This was before my...
Yeah.
Pat Sullivan.
Yeah.
Pat Sullivan. Yeah. He had, he was at Bud's funeral. He couldn't even hardly talk. When he was getting close to dying. He had cancer and stuff. And he chewed tobacco and stuff.
Right.
And his wife was up there with him. And Coach Dye was there. And he was he loved Bud. He was talking about Bud. It was sad, man. Anyway, at number 4 was Texas A&M with 2. Texas with 2. Georgia with 2. And the only other SEC school to have a Heisman Trophy, y'all never guess.
Kentucky.
No.
Mississippi State.
No. South Carolina. Remember that great – who was it? I don't even know who it was in South Carolina. Look up who South Carolina was.
You remember that great –
I think he was a running back. He was a great – him and Herschel had a big game, and I think Herschel outrushed him. He was a big running back. I can't think of his name.
George Rogers, 1980.
There you go, George Rogers. That's right. All right, let's take a break. We'll be back, and I'll inspire you some more, as far as you know. Steve's Bike Shop. Leighton wants a bike, a new bike. She ain't getting it right now. Lorelai wants a new bike. She ain't getting it right now. We're getting ready to go to Disney. I'm broke. But I tell you what, that's Steve Bike Shop. Steve Burshaw is incredible. He's a swim coach at Moe's. You can't get more local than that. They've been in business since 1979. Right across the street from Sam's on 23rd Street. Go check it out. You'll be glad you did. Stevenson Air Conditioner #1. Not even close. John, Charlotte, love you. Get to one of the 4 newbies. Have a great time. Wonderful people. And Charlotte's going to have the best entertainment all summer long for you. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
There's Derrick Henry. Nobody runs the ball in such a way that you can imagine what it sounds like. The whistling of air, the whoosh, or in the way that his quarterback has described him, the ka-chow. Ka-chow! Since we're on Disney Plus, I should make a Pixar Cars reference. He's like Lightning McQueen in Tow Mater's body. Holy smokes.
That's funny right there.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
Ready to unlock the science behind a healthier mind? Register today for the 4th Annual STEM Mental Summit, hosted by the United Hands Project. Discover mental wellness through science, tech, engineering, and math with fun workshops, free food, and great giveaways. It's completely free for youth ages 10 to 24. Join us June 22nd through the 25th at Gulf Coast State College and June 27th at FSUPC. Sign up now at theunitedhp.org. That's theunitedhp.org.
This is where heroes are created, legends are born, and dynasties forged. The Sports Talk Master, ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We hope you guys have a great 4th of July. This is our last show until we get back July 6th.
Imagine that James Hill is taking the break.
When it comes back on, you never know, baby. I'm old. I don't need this. I just do it. Julie will not let me retire. She don't want me home.
She needs you out the house. Oh, I can believe that. I know.
Get away from me. Demons out. I don't know what's all right. All right, Matt, how you enjoying Bozeman football? How's Coach Maddox doing? He doing good?
Doing well. He's a great leader. I'll put it like that. Love the kids. You know, he's put an effort in where most coaches, I feel, make a mistake, including myself in the past. You know, you go into a program and, you know, you got some pretty big shoes to fill. You know, KP's a great coach as well, but you know, he came in, everything was against him. You know, people, you know, say this, say that, but he has literally put himself there for the kids first. So most importantly, you know, he has made an effort to get those kids. He's loved on those kids. I mean, I've seen him, you know, packing kids. You know, people think about Bozeman. It's not like a Mosley or, you know, 10 minutes take a kid home, right? You know, we sent a text the other night, 30-something minutes up in Fountain to pick a kid up for practice, you know. So he's just putting in work to get those kids to believe in him. And again, so far it's going pretty well.
Give us some names of the players we might be hearing in the fall.
Oh wow, we got a lot of kids that stay back. We lost a lot of good players. You know, you've got Jarrett Gay, Hayden Gay, both of them. Hayden playing quarterback, coming back. Jared being a, you know, defensive lineman. Got a couple senior linemen. Blake Pinkert. Got some great receivers. I say great because I look at things different just because Norm helped coach, and some great DBs. You know, that was our thing last year. But you know, you've got Riley McNeil, Blake Durham,
Evan Clements.
That's what I started to say. Just a bunch. I don't want to leave anybody out. But senior Parker Roberts, who didn't get much playing time last year, but came in this year and has really changed his outlook and attitude, and really just absolutely outperforming well than he did last year, I would say, wouldn't you, Coach?
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
Let me ask you this. A lot of it, who can stay healthy, scheduling is critical. How's the schedule look next year? Pretty difficult?
It's going to be competitive. Our first games are definitely competitive, but again, we talked about North Bay off the air and stuff, and Coach Jack's a friend of mine, and I've told everybody, like, don't rule these teams out that you're used to ruling out, because it is.
So North Bay will be better.
I feel like leadership is huge.
Now, Coach came in from Mariana as
Correct.
the new head football coach over there, correct? Okay.
And like I said, I knew him when I was there, and
Good man.
This is
Good
a
man.
great man, yeah. And this is something that I say to a lot of people. When I was there, these kids that you're hearing their names are kids that were there as freshmen,
Right.
playing varsity level, like they didn't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
The few seniors we had there, I think we 3 or 4 at the time, right? So these young kids are they're battle tested. So the kids that Jack has, a lot of them stayed. Just Jackson Horn, Joey McPherson, they're kids that's battle tested, and they are going to play, and they're seniors this year, and they're ready. But it's just like Bozeman, same thing. I love the fact that these kids are just they're coming to practice every day. They're texting me. Right, I'm here like, Coach, why aren't you here? They're just so bought in, and that's something that I feel like, win, lose, or draw. I feel like Coach Maddox has just done a great job with, coming into a program and just not really changing the world, being consistent. The coaching staff, it's basically he's added a couple new coaches, but
Isn't his daddy a retired police officer?
It's an awesome thing there. I think
What was his name?
30 years. I'd have to look. Maddox was his last name on the beach, but
That's right. Jason, him and his wife. I saw a picture or something. Them.
Yeah,
I knew
it was real recent. He retired. So.
Yeah, like a couple.
Anybody
weeks
know?
ago.
I wish I knew his first name. I apologize. I should know it.
But 30 years.
30 years as a police officer. God bless you. God bless him. That's incredible, man. Just to even survive 15 years as a cop,
Right.
going through all those spring breaks. Man, Panama City Police Department is incredible. The Sheriff's Department in Bay County is incredible. I love those people. They're wonderful people. If you think of his name, let me know. Well, Coach, I certainly appreciate you coming in.
Yes, sir.
I really do. And you said, was it some of the Bozeman or was it North Bay Haven people?
Both. If
they listened to you this morning.
For different reasons.
Did they know you were coming in?
No.
Okay,
So you got people just listening, and that's the thing. I don't think people realize that these kids are up and getting ready to drive into school and they're listening to this show. So I appreciate what you do, and I know the kids do.
When Jason, we got him doing 11 years ago. You started doing it with us.
Yeah.
And we wanted to focus in on high school athletes, just local stuff, and then I'm not going to waste my time talking about the NBA and not much on the NFL either. But I like college athletics. I think people like what we like.
There's a culture around here of college football, high school athletics. I mean, we don't have professional sports within like an hour where you go to games and stuff like that. So it's just not really a culture there. We'll touch on some stuff like the World Cup every now and then, stuff that's relevant. But our passion is college football. Everybody here played football or coached it. I mean, that's what we grew up in.
I want to talk about the Creature Conference, but they won't let me. They say you can't talk.
And you got your National Omaha, whoever got ate by a snake, a segment each day.
Python's taking over the world. I think they're jihad. They're Python jihads of the world.
I think we
kick
need
them
to
out. Kill them.
go do one of those python hunts in the Everglades.
They are $10,000.
We had the guys,
Swamp people
on our
Swamp
show.
people.
I
Yeah.
love those guys. They were great, man. Oh, man. But thanks for coming in. How much time? Oh, we got a little bit of time.
You got time.
You want to talk too about anything you want to share before we leave?
No, just appreciate being on. And like
Anytime,
I said,
man.
it's not only football. I've been blessed. I retired early, and since when you're retired, you always pick up coaching gigs. You know how it is. So, but looking at the county as a whole, I just moving here 4 years ago. Just sports in general. You look at some of the great talent that comes out here in the schools. You got Tommy Joe just does an amazing job. Arnold does a great job. You look at some of the accomplishments in this county, and I really think people get fixated on one school.
Yeah.
And then you're like, look at it as a whole in Bay County, and it's absolutely impressive.
I coached in Polk County for 8 years. Football down there is second to none. They're incredible. Then we're coaching in Southwest Florida, Lee County for a total of 13, and then up here for 14 with helping Jared over at Surfside. I mean at
North Bay.
But
Surfside.
when we got here, and the key to this place is the people.
Yep.
the greatest people I know live in Bay County. They'll give you the shirt off your back, especially people that live on Panama City Beach. We love the people. That's the reason we stayed.
Yeah.
When we went through that little thing we went through, we were going to stay here. They tried to run us out. We weren't leaving. We love this place. We love the people. You know, you came here. You moved in from
the only person this tells you what kind of place this is. I packed up everything, moved my family here, and the only person I knew at that time was James Hale.
Like I said, there's great people.
And then he wanted to leave after that.
Exactly. I was like, what the heck am I doing?
It took me forever to get him off the tit. Then we gave him a pacifier, and now we got him off everything. He'll never leave now.
Never.
Anyway. Hey, you got something local you want to talk about too, Jason.
Yeah, the APDFL, which is our semi-pro football around here. It's the Panama City Panthers. They are actually in the championship game this Saturday. So 7 o'clock, Tommy Oliver Stadium. So this is a big game.
We had them on here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Some of them guys, they actually have a kid that's committed to Oregon State that's playing for them. They're actually, I'm not supposed to say this on the radio, they might be flying him in for the last game of the season because he's on actually a recruiting trip to Oregon State right now. But they're playing the Columbus Storm. Columbus Storm is undefeated this year. They're a very good football team. Columbus is favored, according to Sorsby, by 7.5.
He would know.
Yeah. But it's at Tommy Oliver Stadium, 7 o'clock. If you're missing football like I am, go out there. It's a great event. Support these local guys. There's some tremendous football players out there that are just extending their careers. I know one of the kids played at LSU. Another kid's, like I said, committed to Oregon State. So this is some talented football players out there. And if you want to play, check them out, man. If you maybe in high school want to take a year off or maybe going to college and just want to be able to continue your NFL or college football dreams, you can go out there and play for a year. It's not going to count against your eligibility, so you can get out there and play and have some fun and play football. Taking a year off is really hard to get back into it, so that's an outlet that you can still play. So 7 o'clock, Tommy Oliver Stadium, the championship game for our Panama City Panthers.
How did Kimberly's bodybuilding? Did it go over pretty good?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a lot of people showed up. It was some great competitors. I mean, they had a successful show. So now Arnold turned the air off, so the air conditioning was out. But that's because it's Saturday.
They shine better, sweating.
It was sweaty. It was hot, but they had a great show, and I think
they do that every school in the county.
Yeah, it's controlled by the county.
It's
not
the
the
school.
school.
They turn off on Thursday, I believe.
Yeah.
They used to when we were
in the off season, and it's a Saturday, so they're not going to pay for but overall, great show. She did a great job, and it was a tribute to Vic Sellers, who passed away last year. So want to give a shout out to their family, and still grieving a little bit, but it was a great show and a great tribute to him.
All right, we got 2 minutes. We'll come back and finish up. Then we'll be off for a while. If I win the lottery, I'll be off even longer. But, hey, do you want to mention your baseball players? Who's doing good for you this summer?
So summer ball for me has been pretty interesting. We have over 23, 24 young kids playing JV baseball this summer.
Wow.
So that's where my focus has been on the summer ball, is getting to know some of these new kids and seeing, I told them, I said, half of you will not be on my team in the fall. And, we're going to cut it down, but just getting to know these guys. I've got my travel ball team. Shout out to 5-Star Gulf Coast. We're heading down to Auburndale today, playing in a big tournament. I think we have a really good chance of winning our tournament this weekend. I got Keegan Tadlock on the mound tomorrow. I don't know if he's listening or anything. I can't wait to watch him throw again because our last tournament we played really well. So I'm excited about this weekend of baseball.
That was Gavin Griswold. I know his family. His dad's a really close friend of mine. I mean, I know he's a little phenom. I mean, I'm sure he's
amazing.
Yeah.
As a sophomore, last season he hit over right at 400.
Wow.
Led our team in batting average. Just great, but absolutely great kid. Love that kid. He's amazing.
Great family, and that's why.
Absolutely.
All right, Pepper's Mexican Grill. All you high school athletes that drive around and listen to us, go check it out. If you're over in town, go to the one by the mall and tell them you heard on Coach Hale's show. Make sure you tell them that. If you're on Panama City Beach, get a Pepper's Mexican Grill and say, hey, I listened to Coach Hale's show, ESPN. They are incredible. Love the people there. Great place to have birthday parties. Every Monday, 10% discount, military. Buy one, get one free. I know we had a bunch of coaches over there one night. We had a blast. Great food. Pepper's Mexican Grill. Jason, I might even take you there and not buy.
No, you won't. You learned your lesson.
I took it one time and bought J. Michaels. He bought the seafood platter. Then he bought the biggest steak they had, and he still was hungry. I said, "Ain't no way."
Get what you want.
Get what you want means get what you want.
And he did. Anyway, Jason, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Where are you located?
Yeah, we got 2 great locations. We're on 23rd Street in the Del Coronado Village. I'm there 2 to 7 every day. So if you want to come down, bring your son or daughter, get on the InBody. We can put you on a regimen. And we have our location in Pier Park North next to Dick's Sporting Goods.
I'm not going to take that boat into a marina. I'm not doing it. They're going to have to come to me. Who am I calling?
You are calling Jermaine Allen, the Florida Maine. You tell him what's wrong, he comes out, he fixes it. You don't got to go anywhere.
850-851-4134. I'm not going to say the air code again. 851-4134. Call Jermaine. He'll come out, fix all you, and he's going to save you big time money. Coach Matt, thank you, sir. I know you got to leave, get to that 7-on-7. You're staying with us.
I'll be here for the next 15 minutes.
All right. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the Paul Feinbaum Show.
Paul, let me say this, okay? When I walk in the bar, the bartender has a beer waiting on me. When I walk over to get a beer, I say thank you, and there's guys, people standing around the bar, and they're like, wait a minute, I know you. You're Daryl from Feinbaum. No, yeah, you are. And you know what, Paul? I used to think about celebrities. Now I get it, okay? It gets annoying.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, a possibility of thunderstorms and some sun, and a high of 85 with a gentle breeze coming out of the west-southwest at 11 miles per hour. For tonight, a possibility of thunderstorms and mostly clear skies and a low near 80. Tomorrow, a likelihood of thunderstorms and a high around 87. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
Hey man, what's Hard Rock Bet giving you players?
If you win your first $5 bet, you get $150 in bonus bets.
$750? ¿Cuánto? Whoa, was that Ronaldinho? Sounds like his first bet scored.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New customers bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Your safety and proper care of your boat in an emergency is crucial. When it comes to on-water assistance, response time is everything. And since 1996, in the Bay or on the Gulf, it's SeaTow. SeaTow's Coast Guard licensed captains are on the scene in an average of 1 hour or less. SeaTow gets members home or back to boating faster. Become a member today at SeaTow.com or call 850-234-2323.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all.
Winning.
The Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michaels Studios. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I wanted to ask you, we got so many great baseball coaches. We're known for baseball. It used to be football. Now it's really true. Being fair and honest, I think it's baseball. You do an unbelievable job. Doug Lee is incredible. I got to get Doug on here. I haven't seen him. I need to call him, maybe get him. I'd love to have Chris come on. You know how I love Chris. Yep. But let me ask you this. Have you heard anything about – somebody told me Coach Coffin is not going to be the coach at Rutherford. Is he taking an administrative position? Or?
He has stepped down from baseball. Is going to be the athletic director.
That's what it was. Yeah, I love it. Great man. Man.
Good guy.
Have you heard about who's taking over at Rutherford?
Not yet. There's some a lot of things that have to fall into place for Rutherford. Their program honestly is struggling a little bit. I mean, they finished the season with 10 guys last year, and 5 of them were seniors. Yeah. So you do the math on that. Their program needs to get some young guys into it and everything else. So they've got some challenges over there that they've got to work on.
And Bay, I quite honestly heard someone turned the job down. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it just doesn't fit. But what are you hearing about Bay?
So Jamie Bukowski, he's the athletic director there. He's an experienced head coach. He's going to be taking the reins. And
he'll do a great job.
He will. He does a great job over there. Talking to him, it's not really because he's athletic director. He's got a lot on his plate. and he wasn't looking to be the head baseball
Right,
coach, but out of necessity, he's going to take over the team and run it for a year.
He's a good man.
He is.
He'll do a really good job. That's good. That's a good thing. So we have another great one there. So we all know Arnold's coach, Jones, is incredible. You ever talk to Nick over at South Walton? How's
Yeah,
Nick
we
doing?
talk every now and then. Everything's going good over there. Their program is strong, and it's going to be interesting because we're in the same classification as them this year.
Yeah,
We're both
I love
3A.
it. Nick's a good man.
Yeah,
good man.
So.
The principal always on his back. He needs to straighten her out.
That's got to be a tough situation to have your wife as
She's
your
got to learn who runs the show.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She needs to realize.
Yeah, Nick, you need some help, call me. I'll go there and talk to her. If you don't know what we're talking about, she is the principal over there. And I'm excited about Bobby Johns at Freeport. We love Freeport. We'll probably start covering them. We used to, remember we were in that other stage, we had all of them.
Right.
It was hard doing everybody, though. We had, so we kind of broke it down. We got Port St. Joe coach down there. We love him.
Yeah. Coach Jones.
Yeah, but we got to really start hitting into South Walton better. And with Bobby Johns, love Bobby. He's doing a good job over there. Of course, he's replacing a great coach too now.
And they're having a huge upgrade of facilities over there. Yep. There's been a lot of money on facilities.
Oh yeah, he's done a good job out in the community. And I really think down the road, Detson's going to be pretty good over there. And Walton's always good. Walton County's always good in about every sport. I think that superintendent in Walton County is outstanding.
Yeah,
it really is.
We
got one too now.
He spoke at our pre-service teacher thing last year. The Walton County superintendent did a phenomenal job. He's impressive.
Yeah, can't wait. We're getting close to college football. I think the NFL starts in a couple weeks. Camps open up.
They've been having some mini camps. I think camps will open up, but college, they're not like college football, man.
I love it.
But
I love it.
Once we start hitting
Can't get enough of it.
mid-August, that's when the juices start to flow.
Yeah, it's a man's world, baby. I just wish we could play that music anymore. They won't let us. Not our station. Just
copyright.
Yeah,
you should just sing it then.
Yeah,
I didn't know we couldn't play it. As far as you know. Anyway. All right, this is rising rivalries. They think these things are 8 of them. They think going forward these are going to be something big and special. Let's start with the number one. I think we're all going to get it. When LSU goes into Oxford, they say going forward this is going to develop. It always, but what they don't understand, that was always a big rivalry between those two schools.
Yeah,
it's always been. I don't know why they said new. That's always been the biggest.
The heat got turned up a little
just
bit,
a little bit
with Kiffin leaving Ole Miss. But
why?
I have no clue why. You think one of the most famous games in LSU history? You know, the Halloween game with Billy Cannon's punt return. That was an Ole Miss game, so that rivalry has been there, and LSU and Ole Miss have always played competitive football games.
And one of the bigger differences is Ole Miss is on the national stage now.
Right.
I mean, they just played in a playoff game, so they're not scared of Ole Miss, and they played them tough in the past. But athlete for athlete, they were just as good in the last 2-3 years as LSU's been.
Yeah.
So, but you throw in the Lane Kiffin, saga.
What will they throw at him? We had the mustard. We had golf balls at Tennessee. What will they throw him at?
Everything.
He's going to have a huge security detail. I mean, it's going to be like Trump might have to.
I think he loves it.
Trump might loan him some of his Secret Service guys for that game because it's going to be interesting.
Kiffin's the type of guy that any publicity is good publicity.
Oh yeah, he loves it. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
They might throw an old rebel flag at him. Who knows? Remember all this kind of comments he was making about.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if it's safe to go to Oxford now that I'm gone. Come on down to LSU.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And speaking of LSU, certain people think badmouth that school. I mean, certain people say they'll do anything to win. I mean,
that's not
I don't think you've ever had a scandal there. I don't think you guys have ever done anything wrong.
We would never hire a basketball coach that we fired for.
Our football coach.
Our football
Come on,
coach.
man.
Nothing scandalous there ever.
And that governor you had way back in the day, he never did anything.
No. Huey Long.
Huey Long never did anything wrong.
They never stole money from hospitals and
or
cancer patients
like that.
and paid second string
No.
offensive lineman with it.
One of the poorest.
But I will say this: if you want to go to a place that's dedicated to winning, there may not be another place in the country that is as dedicated as their boosters are. I mean,
all right, can we go to number 2 now?
Yeah.
Y'all ready? Number 2, Texas Tech versus United States of America. People hate Texas Tech. They've even passed Lane Kiffin, I think. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, when they did this thing with this quarterback, and when they need a softball pitcher, they go get the best in the world, and they pay for it. If they want a quarterback, they'll go get the judge to make him eligible. They'll do anything they got to do to win, and people have turned against them. So that's what they really have this down as number 2.
For me to hate them, they got to win something. You know, to me, they're a nice story, but when you saw them play Oregon, they got absolutely trounced, and then Oregon gets absolutely trounced by a legit team. I didn't think Texas Tech is at the top of college football.
I
think they think they're better than what they are, and eventually, I mean, it takes years to develop a roster that can compete for a championship. You might be able to buy 5 or 6 players for a couple $1 million here, but to build an overall roster with offensive linemen, defensive linemen, something that you saw with Miami, Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia last year, Ole Miss even, that takes years and a lot of money. I don't hate them. I hated the way they handled the situation, to be honest, but I don't really see them as I see them as irrelevant at this point, to be honest.
They're hated right now, you know.
Right.
Give 2 weeks when the news cycle changes, you know, everybody will forget about what's going on.
At number 3, Texas versus Georgia. I agree with this one. This is going to have going forward. I think they're the 2 best teams. The 3 best rosters in the SEC in this coming up year is LSU, Texas, and Georgia. The 2 best improved teams are going to be Auburn and Florida. I guarantee you that. But
Texas got to win one of these for me to find it a big rivalry.
It's time for Texas to put up a show.
And that's a Sarkisian problem, in my opinion.
Let me get this in because we got about a minute. I want to get this in. At number 4, because I want your opinion on this one. Number 4, nationally I kind of get it, but you'll know more about it than I do. Ohio State versus Oregon. Is this going to be the big rival going forward? I don't think Oregon's ever going to pass. I mean, they're good, though. I don't know. Maybe they will. But still, they don't have the name like Michigan. They don't have a name like Penn State. Yeah.
I think Indiana,
USC,
they won that last year, is more going to be a more budding rivalry going forward if Cignetti can continue that because they're actually competing for titles.
Yeah.
Oregon got beat down a number of times in the playoffs. So until they get over that hump, I'm more worried about Indiana and Cignetti than I am Dan Lanning.
Right. Do y'all know one of the biggest comebacks in college football?
I don't know, but 65 days, baby.
There we go.
He scared the hell out of me. I had a heart attack.
That's his next colonoscopy.
Michigan State in the third quarter was losing 38-3 to Northwestern. Do you know what the final score wound up being? And this is in the third quarter. You know what the final score was? 41 Michigan State, Northwestern 38.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Third quarter score.
39 points.
UCLA 10, Texas A&M 44. You know what the final score was? UCLA 45, Texas A&M 44. Crazy. Wow. Jason, Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Where are you located? What can you do for us?
Yeah, we're on 23rd Street, Del Coronado Village. We got the InBody 570 free sample bars. So if you want to try new products out, come down there, try them for free. Also in Pier Park North, next to Dick's Sporting Goods, and we have certified sports nutrition on staff if you want to jump on a meal plan.
All right, we're out. We'll see you back on July 6th. Have a great 4th of July. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Wake up with ESPN Northwest Florida. The Coach James Hale Show drags you out of bed weekdays 7 to 9.
They're going to allow beer sold at the new sports complex, yet